Good afternoon, everybody. I was trying to decide on what I was going to cook. It's raining outside. It's kind of ick. So I thought, how about an old-fashioned goulash? Now, the goulash, people make it different ways, add different things. It's kind of like, yeah, whatever you like, throw it in a pot. But what I'm going to do is I've got a little over a pound of hamburger meat. I've got 2.5 cups of noodles. Of course, these are elbow noodles, and I forgot to buy some, so I grabbed the mac and cheese out of the thing. But anyway, it's elbow noodles. I've got a can of diced tomatoes with the roasted garlic and onion, and I've got one of just plain diced tomatoes. You can use just the plain. This is just what I had in the cabinet, so instead of adding I'm just going to add 1 extra clove of garlic. I'm going to add seasoning blend because this has the onions, it has the red bell peppers, the green bell peppers, and celery, so I don't have to cut up and make a bunch of different ones for that. I've got 4 cups of beef stock. I'm going to be adding salt, pepper, some of my crazy mixed up salts, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and a little bit of paprika. These things are going to be to taste. Some people don't like things as salty. The beef stock, or you can use beef broth, can be kind of salty if you don't get the low sodium. So this is actually unsalted, so it's going to be fine with this. So I'm going to get my hamburger meat and my onions and garlic started, and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so once you get your meat pretty much all the way brown, you're going to go ahead and add your onions, bell pepper, garlic, that kind of stuff. And we're going to stir this around. And we're going to cook this a few minutes just until we get the vegetables clear. So we're going to let this cook just a few minutes, and then we're going to add in our seasoning. So just let me go, like I said, maybe 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding my seasoning. Now, for right now, I'm going to add just a little salt because I am going to use my mixed up salts. And this, this has salt and pepper and garlic and all kinds of fun stuff in it. And I'm going to add my pepper. And again, this is going to be to taste. I'm going to go ahead and add some more, just some garlic powder because I like the extra flavor. And I'm going to be using Italian seasoning. A lot of people just use a little bit of oregano. I just usually don't have oregano on hand because I use Italian seasoning for everything. And then paprika. I don't cook a lot with paprika, so I'm just going to use just a little bit. Oh, well, that kind of got stuck there at the top. I'm going to just use that and get this stirred in. And all you're going to do is just stir in your seasoning, and then we're going to get this stirred up real quick. Once you get that stirred in, go ahead and add our tomatoes. All right, so we're going to let this cook for just a few minutes. We're going to turn it down to a medium, and then we're going to add in our beef stock or beef broth, whichever one you have. And we are going to add our noodles, and we're going to cover and let it cook. Okay, so the tomatoes, I got them stirred. It's back at a boil again, so I'm going to go ahead and add in my beef stock. Now, that's another good thing about goulash is you cook everything in one pot. So we're just going to bring this back up to a boil. We're going to pour in our noodles, and then we're going to, like I said, we're going to put this at medium low. We're going to cover it and let it finish cooking the noodles for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, now that this has come back to a slow boil, I tasted it, and it's definitely going to need more salt. Because number one, it needs salt, but also when you add the noodles in, that's going to absorb some of the salt too. So I'm going to add a little bit of this and a little bit of my crazy mixed up salts. Let me get this back in here, and we're going to pour the noodles in. Now again, I had to use the ones from the box mac and cheese. So if you use the actual elbow noodles, it probably would take the 20 minutes to get them tender, but since I'm using these smaller ones, I'm going to check it. I'm going to cover it, put this on medium low, and I am going to check this in about 15 minutes and see if my noodles are done. So we will let this simmer covered for 15 to 20 minutes. I'll be back to check it, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, everybody, it's been 15 minutes, and my goulash is done. I did taste it, and it was a little bit I don't know, it was just a little bit sweet for me. So I went ahead and I added some chili powder, and I I added some more garlic powder. So that kicked up the flavor just where I wanted it. You can also add, this is a goulash, okay? So it's pretty much what it sounds like. You kind of like throw things in there. You can put jalapenos if you like it hotter. You can add more chili powder. You can add all kinds of different things. You can add frozen corn, just kind of whatever your flavor, your taste buds like. I like cheese pretty much on everything. So I'm going to add a little cheese to the top of my goulash here. And I'm using the 4-state cheddar, but you can use anything or nothing at all. But I don't know. I like to add cheese to my spaghetti, to my chili, and to my goulash. So I'm gonna let this cool just a second before I try to take a bite. 1 minute. All right, time for the final taste test with the added chili powder, the garlic, and some cheese. Yummy, yummy. Good for this nice rainy day. Good for nice cold weather. Pretty much good for any time. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. If not, enjoy, y'all.